blessed beings, and welcome back to Cheryl Fuller Spiritual Wealth. So happy to be back. And if you are just now tuning into my channel, I do talk about the laws of attraction, taking positive action, and which ends in success and satisfaction, and so much more, of course. So let's go ahead and connect in at heart center and anchor into our higher self now. And seems how I feel a calling to talk about the positive action, because we've all learned sometimes that positive action could just mean positive thoughts. So we're going to talk about today keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up with the judgments. That is a huge one. I think that we've all kind of came across in our life. So let's just go ahead and clear it all away. We're going to go ahead and surrender and delete all programs and beliefs that no longer serve us in all timelines and all dimensions and all lifetimes. We are going to talk about the judgments. I've talked about it before, but I feel a really huge calling to talk about it again, just because I feel like it is so much out there. Like, if you're not doing this or doing that, not that that's wrong. And I think that's where it comes up. If you're not doing the same thing that I'm doing, then maybe you're doing something wrong. That's not the case. That's not the case. Nobody's doing anything wrong. But we don't have to keep up with anybody. We don't have to keep up with anybody's judgments, or our own judgments, or even the judgments that we can fill into on other people now, because that is where we're going. So you should be able to feel how other people feel about you, but you should also be able to just, it's obsolete to you. Does that make sense? It's irrelevant to you how other people feel about you. So don't ever let yourself get into that lower of vibrational frequencies. And so that has happened to me recently. So it's brought some huge healings up for me. Like when you aren't able to pre-pave an environment that you're getting ready to go into, what happens? Well, what happened to me was I sprung right into old environments that I was unaware that was still floating in my head. And so I literally had to change my perception. I had to deal with what was going on in my vibrational frequency. But I did also learn that I, like, say, like a family trauma or something, and you just don't have those times to pre-pave and to kind of like get that perception, and an old perception comes up. You really have to take the time to change that perception, go into a really nice meditation, see the reasons why everything has come up, and also know that just don't judge yourself. That is like a huge thing. I think for me, I felt like I started judging myself and my family on everything going on in my life right now. I literally felt like crashes of judgment, and I was like, oh wow, because I am taking a little bit different road. And so when you are taking a different road or pre-paved, it's not pre-paved because there's nobody that's been on it. So that's like a different statement. But whenever you can pre-pave something, and you can't, but you can learn from it as well. So the one thing that I feel like is going on is we do, especially our generation and our generations before, we're so, we have to be this, or we have to be that, or if not, we're going to be judged, and we're going to be in this over here, in this little box over here. So I just want to let everybody know to just let all that go. That is so old, and such an old dimension, and old. It's so old that it's like, let it go. And I know a lot of us might feel stuck. Right now in our situation, we may not be working, maybe we're working too much, or maybe we're trying to find another job, and so you may feel just kind of stuck, and the reason why you feel stuck and maybe start feeling some of that judgments coming on is because you're so used to feeding your ego with your jobs and all of that, because that's how you weigh your self-worth. So that's another thing we're going to get into, is hiding behind your work, hiding behind all your schools, hiding behind everything, because that's what makes you feel good. Because guess what? You may be getting judged somewhere else, and that's not in harmony. That's not in harmony with God. So if you're judging people, you're judging other people, that's going against the grain of what God feels about that person. Our source energy, whomever God's source energy, we can just go with that. God's source energy. So if you're, being in an ugly state and you're thinking ugly thoughts about another person, do you think that's what he's thinking, or she, or whoever the source energy is thinking about? No. Loving, love, love, love. So that's why you have that discord and you don't feel like that and you feel really awful, is because God's not feeling that way about that person, and neither should you. Neither should you. You got to change your perception, and change the way that you think about others and the way that you think about yourself. And that is a huge thing that I believe we're all really working on. And the perception that you have going on in here is just going to line up out here. So that's where you really have to change those perceptions. But I have been going through a lot. I got my shirts done. I know it'll be backwards just because of the way I'm having to film it, and then after that my dad went in the hospital, and it felt like it was like almost like spiraling, and I literally was just like in a different, like totally not in alignment, and it was like not a good, I felt like I went back in time, literally. It was not like a good thing. But then so many amazing things have come about because of it, and so much has come about. So even though sometimes it seems like you're manifesting things in an awkward, weird way, everything's still working out because it just turned out beautiful. And it made me become closer to everybody, literally to everybody, but also to know that if others are judging me, to not take that on, because that's their shit, not mine. That's pretty much basically how you have to put it. And whenever you're doing it, it's your shit and not theirs. So you have to, disentangle yourself out of there and get into a higher self, higher state, connecting it at heart center and bringing it into your higher self. And then all that stuff, all the judgment and keeping up with the Joneses and all that just is washed away. So, but it also can help you, maybe even get you motivated too. So you can use it to your motivation as well. But so that is what's been kind of going on in my life. My dad is still sick, so I have been sending him lots of Reiki, but I was told to not at this moment in time. And when I'm told to do it again, I will. But right now we're slowing up, and I'm just praying and positive thoughts going for him. And I would ask that you do the same for him and my stepmom, because they are both not doing all that great right now. So just some prayers and some love and light. And if you are a Reiki practitioner, of course, we love that as well. Same thing, love and light and prayers. It's all connected. It's all combined. It's not separate. All right, guys. So I do have a positive page that I want to go into. And I also just want to, if whatever you're doing is awesome, do what you want and love to do. Don't do it because you're comparing yourself to others. That's all I'm just trying to say. It's like, because me, I get caught up in that too. And then I start going down a path that I don't want to go. That's not fulfilling my dreams. And God wants us to fulfill our dreams and our desires. He wants us to. That's all he's focused on, is the light. And everybody in heaven is focused on all of this too. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Everybody, even when we go to heaven, guess what? We're more concerned about earth. Think about it. When you cross over, what are you more concerned about? Earth. What is God concerned about? What's going on? It's what are we manifesting? What are we creating? This is what it's all about. So little things like, I have beat myself up because I haven't painted my parts of my house that I've been wanting to paint in, and I really was really down on myself because I've done so many other things. And so I just want you to know, if you have caught yourself in those moments where you're just kind of spiraling and thinking of all the things that you haven't done or haven't got accomplished, or maybe even your kids or whatnot, just let all that go. Surrender all that and let all that go. Just let it go. There's no judgments, none whatsoever. And if there is, let that go too. So look on the bright side. positive page for your day. Here we go. Think about the good things in your life, like sunshine, holidays, feeling love, special friendships, and laughter. Think about rainbows, blue skies, and beautiful sunsets, and feel loved, cared about, and accepted. Remember that in life, although there is some bad stuff, good things really do happen too. And that is from Marie at Moments. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's one thing that I just for everybody, look at the bright side, look at the things. I mean, look I've accomplished, after 2 years I could accomplish shirts. I have my other ones I'll wear for the next video, but I was called to wear this one for this video. And it's 2 years, and it's like, yeah, I'm exhilarated about it, but I almost started self-sabotaging myself again, just because I got into like the lower vibrations, and I just started. So yeah, just keep plugging along. That's what I keep doing, no matter what. I got my shirts and I was all excited to put them on my channels, and then I found out you have to have 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, okay, so it's just like to a different route. A different route is where I'm going. So I'm working on a website and working on getting that, which I'll link it to this, and then you can order the shirts. But I'm probably going to be going out to the farmers markets and stuff, and just kind of seeing what happens with that and getting more done up. I have some really exciting, a bunch of like stuff that I've been wanting to do and putting on shirts, and so I'm slowly getting that going, and it's super exciting. But then it's also kind of like, it's you kind of like who am I to get shirts? Like, what am I doing? I'm like, my name's on a shirt? Like, what? So you kind of like, I'm having those moments too, you know what I mean? I'm just like, what? Why did I do this? But I know there's the reasons why I'm doing it, and it's for lots of higher purposes. So, but yeah, of course, I have those moments where I'm like, what? But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know where I'm at, and why I haven't been doing a lot of videos is because my dad has been in the hospital. So it's been pretty emotional for me, and a lot with the Reiki and stuff going on. It was a lot too as well. So it brought up a lot of, I guess, stuff I needed to heal myself. So it was a pretty amazing expansion this last week for me, a huge expansion, I guess you could say. So I do have some affirmations, of course. Get it. So let it go if it stops your flow. Let it go if it stops your flow. I'm dominantly holding the vibrational frequency of abundancy. I am in appreciation of relaxation. I allow my life to unfold perfectly for me and my family. That's what I say. Just let things unfold perfectly, because everything is working out for all of us, and it's all working out perfectly. And that's why I always say, stay positive, stay powerful, and stay true to you, because that's what it's all about. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up in trying to stick up with the Joneses, and we're going to just call that sticking up with the judgments. All right, guys. Once again, stay positive, stay powerful, and stay true to you. Cheryl Fuller Spiritual. Have an awesome blossom day. Keep manifesting your dreams each and every way. Go Thrive Tribe. Woo!